Is LeBron to blame for the Nets stacking the deck?
I think yes. I mean, and again, I've been on the broadcast with you and other people numerous times. I've made no, I haven't lied or misled people when it comes to basketball. As a sports fan and as a DFS guy, it's just kind of, it's in my deck of cards that I need to know. But when you look back through the history of basketball, let's say the most recent trend in history of basketball, so 10, 15 years, LeBron kind of started this whole thing. If you look all the way back, the bad boys, the Lakers of old with Magic and going against Bird. It was where you were drafted. That's where you played for the length of your career, and that was it. Charles Barkley moved around a little bit. Shaq moved around a little bit with Kobe after the fact. But it didn't. This trend didn't start until I think it was you or someone in the fantasy, the worldwide sports radio said the real first super team was the Boston Celtics when they did that with Paul, and then who else was it? Garnett and Ray Allen. Yeah, they put that together, and then other teams. It was a very slow process because I don't know if people were embarrassed by it or they were freaked out by it. Now it's boom, and nobody cares. It's in your face. And LeBron, when he went to Miami, he said, who cares? This is what we want to do with Bosh, with Dwayne Wade. And they played very well. And I looked back once you messaged me and you said, hey, you want to come on? Some quick little searches. And I found some things. And back in 2017, there was a question posed to LeBron James after the finals a few years ago. As I said, 2017, he said, open and honestly, that he replied, yeah, I've never played on a super team. I don't think I've ever played on a super team. And it was like, as an outsider looking in, I said, wow, is this guy really, he's a smart man. He can't be like out of it or like, like nothing of his, like his crap doesn't stink. But come on, LeBron. And again, that's nothing to be ashamed of. When someone starts a trend, like that, I wouldn't be ashamed of it. I would say, yeah, you know what? I wanted to be on good squads. I wanted, competitive games. But most importantly, I wanted to win. That's all it's about when you're talking about professional sports, especially basketball. So very long way to answer your question. But yes, LeBron did start the whole let's assemble an all-star team. I'll bring my 5, you bring yours, and we'll see what happens.
To be quite honest, this question is utterly ridiculous if you're going to ask me. What happened to self-accountability? What happened to individual responsibility? That's a problem in the society of 2020 and now 2021. There's no self-accountability. There's no personal responsibility. It's he said, she said, and it's the blame game. No one can ever take any responsibility for yourself. You got to blame everyone else because why blame yourself, right? If you want to say now to blame LeBron because of the Lakers situation, because they're the defending champions, who did get better this offseason, who, again, returning Anthony Davis, getting that extension. And Anthony Davis, in my eyes, when healthy, is a top 5 player in this league, LeBron being the best in the world. They added Dennis Schroeder, was probably their missing piece last year. They acquired Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers, which right then and there just really put them on notice, like the defending champions. The rich just got richer. So if you want to say that's why that the Nets felt like they need to get Harden and then get Marcus Aldridge, then you know what? Sure, you could kind of say that in terms of their team. But in terms of what he did in South Beach, stop dwelling on the past. People try to act like things that happened years ago, hundreds of years ago, 10 years ago, this and that, is related to what's happening now. Sure, history repeats itself. Sure, things happened in the past that did cause things to happen now. But in terms of LeBron's move, that's utterly ridiculous. And first and foremost, the first ever super team was the 84-ish Celtics with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. I don't care that they drafted all of them. That is 3 stars. That's 3 all-stars on one team. That is what you call a super team. It doesn't matter how you get those guys together. It just matters that they are together, and that is the definition of a super team. The definition of a super team is that they have to go get together via free agency. However they get together is how they get together. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson are regarded as 2 of the top 5 greatest players to ever touch a basketball and breathe oxygen. How are you going to tell me that's not a super team? Oh, by the way, with James Worthy, who at one point was an all-star, is a Hall of Famer, gave you over 17 points a game, playing the third fiddle on that team. So there have been other super teams before the Miami Heat.